And welcome back to the PD Football Podcast. My name is Presh.
My name is Darren.
And how are you doing today?
Okay, I'm tired. I mean, I guess we say that every time, but I'm good. I'm feeling good today.
We should mention when we're not tired.
Yeah, I mean, you said you've been feeling a bit sick. How are you now?
Recovering.
That's good.
My voice isn't the best, so I do apologize to the listeners for, some raspy noises, but it is what it is.
What's been up? I mean, you're the movie guy. What have you been watching recently?
Interestingly, absolutely nothing. Just been busy with work, like I mentioned, but yeah, just going on walks.
Oh, nice. Getting active.
Well, not really, because I was sick, so I didn't want to overexert myself. So just a nice little walk down the road.
For some sunlight.
Yeah, that was it. And yourself? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm feeling good in terms of outside of work fatigue. But yeah, other than that, I'm good. I had just had a busy week at work. I've been out a couple of times this week. Had some friends come visit. So
yeah. Very good. Very interesting. All right. So let's start with West Ham 1, Man United 1. And the game may have ended in a draw, but you know who won? The hair guy. His little scam is going to go on for another couple of months at least. People keep telling me that it's for charity, but I actually looked into it. He has a link for other people to donate. He hasn't donated any money himself, but he plans to donate the hair to charity, right? All the money he's making from selling t-shirts, doing cameos, and accepting gambling sponsorships is going straight to his pocket. He is fundraising off Man United's misery. That's why I keep saying he's not a proper fan. He's just an attention seeker.
Yeah, once it gets better, he's gone. Or I guess he's hoping for the downfall of the club for his own personal benefit.
Well, he just wants him to win 4 in a row, stop.
I mean,
that's how he's going to keep his little scam going. And then, Paddy Power does an advert with him, 10 years down the road from now.
That's how I also feel about AFTV. I feel like they really just since the start they were always hoping
Are they like a leech on the Arsenal fan base, would you say?
Yeah, I would say that they kind of hope for the worst. A lot of social media people, though, not to criticize because we're in the same space now, but I'm saying a lot of personalities who are specifically rage baiting, I guess. That's the angle.
Well, we need to I don't know if certain people are rage baiting. I really think certain people have really just awful opinions, and it's not them trying to rage bait, it's just they're just that dumb.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I think what I mean by rage baiting is they're hoping for moments that they can clip to social media, which is kind of at a lot of times you're hoping your team doesn't do well, which doesn't make sense.
Doesn't sit right with me either. At current moment, it's happening in the Liverpool fan base because some people want Slot out, and for Slot to be out, he needs to lose games. So they, want us to lose games to get him out.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I can't understand the feeling. I can't say I understand the feeling, but I understand the feeling of if you've lost hope in a manager.
Anyway, so United were unchanged from their win against Spurs, right? I don't have anything to mention in terms of that. As for West Ham, they had Potts, who was a CDM, come in for Callum Wilson, who was a striker. Well, he was playing as a second striker, and this pushed Mateus Fernandes from the 8 to the 10, right?
Yeah.
In terms of structure, West Ham defended in a low block to frustrate United, and we've been predicting for weeks that the real challenge for Carrick won't be an Arsenal or a Man City. It would be a team like this who sit deep.
Yeah.
And given that, what do you think? If you would give him a rating, A, B, C, D, E?
I'd still put him in the it's hard to say bracket. You don't really know. I can't say that I watched enough of him at Middlesbrough to say that I've seen his coaching on a week-to-week basis. It's really hard to say. Anyone who wins 4... He's undefeated in 5 games. He drew, you could say he failed the first test that was outside of a team that attacked him and gave him space. So there's many angles to look at it. It's still, I think we're in the dark about Carrick, but would you want to give the job to someone like that? What's the chance of a benefit,
Last week, not last week, earlier this week, my cousin guest hosted on the pod. You weren't sure. He said he would give Carrick. He said he would give Carrick the job, which again, I told him in that episode that he was being way too hasty, but
yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of people are hoping that, you know, they could have a similar effect to Arteta in that their teams become competitive with the rookie manager, but I don't know. It depends which way you want to look. Like, I think...
Okay, I don't think anyone was thinking about Arteta. I think they just saw 4 wins and they thought, oh...
No, but I mean, I think a lot of the rookie managers per se being given jobs...
So you wouldn't think about Guardiola?
But I think Guardiola is like definitively recognized as the best. Like, I don't think anyone talks of like, oh...
But he came in without any CV.
Yeah, I mean, at Barcelona, but I don't like think that straight after that people were employing rookie coaches, because I don't think I think at that time the ceiling of that team was so high, people assumed it couldn't be reached, I guess.
Given this, I was not impressed by United's pressing again. I mentioned this in the game versus Arsenal, but they looked like a bunch of headless chickens just running around.
But I think pressing is the one thing I can empathize with Carrick on. I think is that pressing takes a while to coach. I don't think you can coach an entire team to press in a system in like 1 month or 2 months.
Alright, but it's just the basics, right? You're supposed to press as a team so that when the opposition player makes a mistake, there are a couple of players who can take advantage of that situation. If you're pressing with one man, they can easily bypass that quote-unquote press by just passing it around the man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's also a squad that's been chopped and changed in terms of coaches and ideologies in the last couple of seasons. Like from Ten Hag to Amorim, now they're going to Carrick. So, and is Carrick going to be permanent? Solskjaer before that. I think all 4 of those coaches have a different approach to out of possession play. So I don't think there's any consistency.
Okay, I understand the point you're making, but these guys are professionals. I'm talking about the players. The players are professionals. You can't say, oh, I was brought in for this one system. You have to adapt.
No, I'm talking more about Carrick. I think it's so hard to judge him based off of players that aren't his, a squad he hasn't assembled.
I just think that's ridiculous. That's... no manager can just pick, except for Arteta, pick the entirety of the squad. Nobody's given that much time.
He hasn't been able to get rid of players that he doesn't like either. I don't think it's fair to say from a coaching perspective, at least from how I understand coaching, that it wouldn't be... I think he's still done well. 4 out of 5 games. It's hard to criticize him if he does get the job. I think Man United, what do they have to lose? Is there a guarantee on someone coming in and making them better immediately? Or aren't they going to have to give anyone time? So has Carrick done anything to get the job? No. Has he done anything once he's had the job to say that he shouldn't be given a chance? I don't think so.
Well, let me just say this stuff here and then we'll get back to that, right? Another thing I wasn't impressed with is United's build-up structure. Without space to run into, they looked like they were out of ideas. They created very little as a team, and they were relying on Bruno Fernandes to do something amazing. But he himself didn't look on it, so, the rest of the team had no ideas.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on the angle you're looking at it. What do Man United want? I haven't watched all 5 games, but I haven't seen them as being they've definitely been better than they were. So I wouldn't give him the job based on my personal preferences for coach.
But we were saying, the Arsenal Man City game, all they have to do is sit deep, attack on the counter, which is precisely what they did. They hit the ball to the channels, the wingers picked it up, got in, and they scored. Right?
Yeah, but I think in a norm, even if they had hypothetically, the only way he was going to be able to play the game and win any other way is if he had a squad that could compete with those teams.
Yes, but I'm saying, I feel like you must see my point. I'm trying to say that he has no other plan if it's not pre-set out for him, right? There's a specific way you know how to play against Arsenal, you know how to play against Man City, but breaking down a team that sits deep against you, that requires ingenuity, that requires
I get where you're coming from. I'm just saying it's too early to judge.
Okay, well, I would point out that there's 2 games, both Fulham and West Ham, and in both cases they got very lucky with the last kick of the game Sesko scored, which changed the look of the result.
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. I'm just saying it's like hard to say. He's still in the dark for me. Like my opinions on Michael Carrick, I don't know. Like I wouldn't blame them for giving him the job. It would be in line with what's happening in football, but at the same time, it's like which way do they want to go? How many managers are they going to have to pay out of big money contracts? That's the other thing. Maybe they're looking at like, oh, okay, do we give Carrick a chance and the same expectations? If he gets us back into the Champions League, can you not give him the job is my question. Or it's like, I think he would accept that. So would the fans, but it just depends.
I think you absolutely can.
Yeah.
Look, you did a good job, but you don't have the qualities we need for the long run. So, sorry. Bye.
But by the general consensus, if he gets in the top 4, I think he's going to get the job.
Why do you keep saying general consensus? You're the one who always says you don't care about the general consensus.
No, I don't care about it.
So if I'm the director of football at Man United, why should I take...
I said I don't want him to get the job. As a Man United fan, if I was a Man United fan, I'm saying I think he is going to get the job based off of how football, in recent history, how managerial jobs... Because I think...
Just results-based.
It's going to be results-based, and the fact of the fans peddling it on social media. Wow. That's kind of what's happened many times in the past. Whether it's right or not is a different question. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying I think it's going to happen. I
can only think of 2 times it's worked, and that's Guardiola and Zidane.
Yeah, but it's happening a lot. So I think it's not like necessarily former players, but I think people are giving young coaches a try on their first or second job, hoping that if they're inspired by Guardiola, they'll be able to achieve something similar, you know.
Well, in terms of individual players, I was really not impressed with Ahmad, because he couldn't take advantage of the 1v1 scenarios that he found himself in.
I mean, I've always thought he's like a winger who thrives in space, so he's never really, like, if the spaces are closed, I don't think he's the most effective. His passing range is not the best either, in my opinion.
So United's best moments came from set pieces, although they didn't take advantage of this. The only positive thing I can say is that United take ethical set pieces. They don't leave a player in front of the keeper to block him off, like the technique that Arsenal has pioneered, the unethical set piece.
Ethics are relative to everyone's own personal opinion.
Alright. In my opinion, it's unethical set piece, and I'm glad it wasn't... United are taking ethical set pieces, so I wish they did score, but unfortunately they didn't.
I'm glad you find our set pieces unethical, and I hope we keep continuing to score from them.
Alright. For West Ham's goal, Diouf clears the ball. Luke Shaw lets the ball bounce, which allows Jared Bowen in, who takes it wide. No United player goes to meet him. I believe it should have been Martinez who should have. He was the closest person to the thing. Bowen then squares it to Souček, who scores. So it was only one ball over the top to undo United's whole defense.
Yeah, I mean, bad defending, sloppy defending. They switched off. West Ham took advantage of it. Really, nothing more to say. I don't think it was like anything spectacular or anything that stood out particularly except the defending, which I think you've already mentioned.
So then United's goal comes because you can't absorb pressure the whole game. West Ham just finally lost concentration after 90 minutes of defending.
It was a good finish by Seska. I don't know if he meant it.
It was a very unorthodox finish, but nevertheless, a goal is a goal, and they gained a point.
Whatever his name is gets to grow his hair.
Okay, let's move on to Sunderland versus Liverpool. Sunderland 0, Liverpool 1. Right, so Sunderland made one change from the game against Arsenal. The left wing, Angulo, came in for Telby. It's unclear to me why this happened. I don't watch enough of Sunderland to know if this was tactical or he's just giving the new signing a run out. Nevertheless, they defended in a mid-block and worked extremely hard to press us and not give us time on the ball. But as the game went on, they couldn't maintain the level of pressure because obviously after time you get tired. So Liverpool swapped the fullbacks. So Sabasai went out due to a red card, and Kirkes to managing his minutes. In came Endo, who I must say is a defensive midfielder playing at right back. after however many people got injured. Robertson at left back. One thing I want to point out is that Calvin Ramsey still can't get a game.
Yeah, you were telling me about him the other day.
So earlier, like the previous episode we did this week, I made a mistake. I said Ramsey left on loan. That's not the case, because I just saw him on the bench and I was like, oh,
He's still
yeah. So Slot said, quote, "In general, if you don't win a game, the players who aren't playing become the best players in the squad. That's the same everywhere in the world. This is an example of that as well. I just want to protect all my players. I've chosen other players until now. That's also what I'm going to do tomorrow." And truly, it's a disgrace how Calvin Ramsey's been treated. Because what's the point of having him here if he's just going to be
outcasted?
Literally, he's an outcast, bruh. He's Paya Khan.
I'm not sure what's happened there, but I mean, hopefully he finds a new club or something soon. If that's
he deserves
the case.
it, because it's like just the way Stott has been treating him. Truly, I'm not happy.
Yeah, I didn't even know this guy was. I didn't even know he really existed until you told me about him.
Yes, and I said he signed about 4 or 5 years ago. 2022. I was right. 4 years ago.
Please, that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, in the January window as well. So it's literally.
So it goes back to the Klopp days.
Yeah, and yeah, Klopp didn't give him a chance either. But
maybe he's just very bad in training. But
yeah, but if he's bad, sell him, loan him out, do something. Just how can you treat him like this? He's 22.
I wonder why they signed him then.
Because we needed a backup to Trent.
But did they sign him without watching him, or did they?
To my knowledge, he was good in the Scottish League.
Oh, okay.
Which, you don't know how that translates to the English.
Premier League. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. So, yeah, the person I was very impressed by is Mukiele. Once again, a few weeks ago, I said I really wanted him at Liverpool. Again, he put in some excellent crosses and he was defensively resolute this game. So, tip my cap to him.
Yeah, maybe, hopefully, for you guys, maybe you guys do end up signing him.
He's a right back that can also play centre back, so very useful, right? Salah and Gakpo passengers as usual. Get the ball immediately, lose the ball. Don't do anything with the ball. When you're taking a shot, you're so slow at setting up the shot that 2 or 3 defenders get in front of you to block the shot. Can't take on a man.
So I'm not sure. Maybe Slot is. This is the season he finally gets rid of them in the off season. Hopefully.
Yeah, we need to get rid of them, but Slot also has to go. Just his comments, the way he's operating,
the way he's carrying himself.
It's just again a disgrace. There's nothing else to say about him, right?
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the Liverpool board thinks. Ultimately, it's them who decide.
I just kept wondering. Okay, the only positive that I can find about Gakpo is that he's tall. We spoke about this, right?
He offers aerial threat.
Yes. So if he's tall, Ekatike is tall, we should be crossing in from our right to make use of those two guys, right?
Yeah.
Endo at right back didn't cross. Salah cannot cross from unless he does a Trivela. We're missing a lot without like Frimpong or maybe even Szoboszlai loading across from
the right delivery back. Right?
Yes, we're losing so much because that's a great avenue towards goals.
Yeah, I mean, especially with I guess the consistency of those guys in winning headers, especially Ekatike, it makes sense to just swing in as many crosses as
maybe not just like cross and hope, but like I just see so many situations where it's like put in the cross, there's men in the area, let's
I've noticed he makes runs a lot, but then I guess you guys are a bit more like patient with the ball sometimes.
Patient,
not in a well, it depends how you perceive it, but not in a good way. But
patient means too slow.
Yeah.
Basically. So yeah, we ourselves took some unethical corners, and in fact we scored from an unethical corner. So it's a damn shame. Don't say nice. It's a damn shame. We should stop that. Or never mind that. Like you said about Arsenal, it's not your fault that nobody's stopping it, right?
Yeah.
The rule maker should step in and make a rule that you can't block off the keeper, because that's this is very unethical, right? But okay, like as I said, they pressed us early doors, and then later on they couldn't maintain the press. About, I would say, around halftime, Wirtz becomes much more influential in the game because he's not, so pressed. He has a little bit more space to operate, and
starts dictating the tempo.
Yes, he started dictating. Now, unfortunately, it's not good enough. To have a few touches where you look good and play a few nice passes, that's cool. But we need line-breaking passes. We need killer,
killer instinct. I mean, he missed a few chances he should have scored.
Yes, he missed two. But the thing is, he generated those chances himself.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
There's two sides to that. Those ones there, but I'm just talking about his playmaking. He was brought in as a playmaker, right? He hasn't played to the level that I would like.
I think he probably is still developing in the sense of the physicality of the league. Not that that's an excuse, but I think with that type of player too, because he's coming from achieving such a high level of output, to do it in a consistent level in a league with more physicality, I think it's more a case of him. He's still so young, so it's not like he's a player who's in his prime or anywhere close to his prime. He still has 2 or 3 years to go before he gets to his prime. So it's like you can't blame a player for their price tag. Maybe blame the club. They got him at the wrong time, perhaps. But I don't think the team should be centered around him yet. He doesn't have necessarily he doesn't take the responsibility the way someone like maybe Ekitike does. Even if he misses his chances, he still has the confidence to keep playing. So I think it doesn't make sense to center the team around him, but I understand why Slot is kind of doing it and being patient with him, even if there's other reasons you're critical of Slot. I think specifically with Wirtz, I understand the patience, because you probably have one of the best players in the world as soon as he hits that physical level.
But for now, I'm comparing him, and this is a bad comparison. Not bad as in it's an unfair comparison. I'm saying the comparison is good, but it's bad that you're being compared to Morgan Gibbs-White. He's another guy I feel like, does like...
I like Gibbs-White, but I mean...
I know you like Gibbs-White, right? I'm saying I don't rate him at all.
Yeah, you've told me.
He looks busy without actually doing anything.
I disagree, but yeah, that's a different debate.
Wirtz is doing something similar. Wirtz is looking busy without actually impacting the game in, tangible ways, and that's very frustrating to me.
I think as a neutral, I don't know. Like, I can observe it and be a bit more patient with Wirtz. I didn't watch too many games of him at Leverkusen, but I did watch like enough to say that the way he's able to dictate play, there's very few players in the world who can do it. So I don't think it makes sense to necessarily go out and say that, okay, you should reduce his minutes, because we've seen those sorts of players. You kind of need to let them develop with their flaws. I mean, Jose Mourinho thought KDB wasn't good enough, shipped him out within 2 seasons of playing consistently. He made a lot of mistakes at Wolfsburg, but his output was always high. I don't think he was ready yet, but then when he hit his prime years and came back to Man City, he was the best player in the league. I don't think... It's hard to say if anyone's going to be on KDB's level, but I think Wirtz has that same ability to affect and control games through just making something out of nothing. It's more about how you platform him.
Okay, I thought Endo was pretty good. I don't rate Endo as a player. I think he's a shin kicker. He just goes and, late tackles.
He's there for the vibes.
There too. Bruh, this is the problem. He's become a meme within the Liverpool fan base. So anytime you speak negatively about him, they're not talking about on-pitch performance. They're thinking about all the memes and stuff and how much fun they're having with the memes. Listen, he's not a good player, but he had a good game last night at right back. That's all I can say. Unfortunately, he got injured very badly. I don't know what happened. It's one of those that, like, I'm not an expert at injury, so I can't say, like, oh, this happened or whatever, but it looked really bad. He had to get stretchered off, so...
Hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Speedy recovery.
Somebody posted this in the Liverpool subreddit this morning about squad shooting, meaning we have the most amount of shots on target, but our percentage of goals from that is very low. So one of the reasons I assume is we're taking a lot of long shots.
Probably, yeah. I mean, a lot of the times that arises when people are facing consistent low blocks. A player's in desperation, the answer is to just hammer in long shots.
I would say if you can't break down a low block, then you just shoot. But teams who can break down a low block, they don't just willy-nilly shoot all the time.
Yeah, you guys have the capability. It's probably just a thing of immaturity. Like I said, desperation. Players are just, okay, let's take the shot.
So there's that. The other thing I want to bring up is a lot of our shots get blocked.
Yeah.
And I have to look at Gakpo and Salah because Gakpo takes ages and ages to set up.
So then they just become very predictable.
Yes, he's predictable before that, but if you take a long to set up, obviously people are going to see, okay, you're aiming there, let me put my foot in the way of that.
Yeah.
That's just common sense. It's very frustrating watching Gakpo and Salah. And to be fair, Gakpo had not a good game, but like a 5 out of 10 game, which is like the best he's played in weeks. So I don't know what to say about this team at the moment. We won, but from an unethical corner, and we couldn't break down Sunderland.
But that is one of the most difficult grounds in the league, though.
Sure. But didn't Arsenal beat them 3-0 like not at the Stadium of Light, but I'm saying didn't they beat them like 3-0 the other day?
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I'm just saying that home ground is a little bit different. Not that I disagree with the things you said. I don't think you guys were good enough.
Alright.
It is one of the hardest games in the Premier League this season, Sunderland away, for me.
So those are the only two we're going to go do like a deep dive into. The rest of the games, we're just going to kind of just talk through them quickly, if that's alright. So Spurs 1, Newcastle 2. For Newcastle's first goal, Malik Thiaw headers the ball at the keeper, who saves it. Thiaw then scores the rebound because there's like 3 Spurs players all surrounding him that were ball watching. It was very... If you're a Spurs fan, you must be very frustrated as well because I don't know what that was. They just watched it happen.
Yeah, I mean...
Didn't do anything.
It was like kind of, amateurish defending. That's the word I was looking for.
So for Spurs' goal, a cross comes from the corner. Pape Matar wins the initial header and sends it back into the area where Archie Gray converts.
I mean, good for Archie Gray. I like Archie Gray. So I hope the best for him on a personal level.
You can say that Newcastle should have won the initial header, but I thought there was very little that they could have done to prevent that goal.
Yeah. I mean, the ball just didn't fall in the right place either,
So then Newcastle scored the winner because Spurs' defensive line wasn't straight. Gordon plays it into the space Dragusin should have been occupying, and Jacob Ramsey pokes the goal home. Based on the highlights, it seems like this was a fair result.
Yeah, I mean...
You also watched the highlights.
Based on the highlights, it was a fair result. Based on Spurs fans' reaction, it was a fair result.
So, in the wake of that, Thomas Frank has been sacked.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I mean, it was coming. I guess we've been discussing for like the past couple episodes, when would it happen? Well, off camera, we've been discussing it for a long time. When exactly would be the tipping point for the Tottenham board? I guess at least the new board, if anything, seems to be slightly more patient than Daniel Levy. But whether it's... It can't be the wrong decision. I mean, they're in a relegation battle for real now. It's like West Ham's picked up form. What is it? 3 points off West Ham. So it was coming. I think Thomas Frank. I'm disappointed from a personal perspective because I thought he was going to do well. Not disappointed, but surprised. So I did think he was going to do well coming into the job. But it's who can blame Spurs?
I want to put my hands up and say I got it massively wrong. I thought Thomas Frank would be amazing at Spurs. I thought at least like a top 4 charge, and the way things have gone so poorly, and like after like they beat PSG and they beat I think Man City in the well, what is it called?
No, they drew to Man City in the league.
Oh, okay, yes. But very on those two results, I thought, wow, okay, Frank has something cooking. It's only been a few weeks and he's got them going. What can he do over the rest of the season? And turns out not much. Turns out
he wasn't going to be given the time, but who knows? Maybe he's the type of coach that can turn a small club into a European level team, but struggles to make the jump any further. But we'll see. Good luck to Thomas Frank in his future endeavours, though.
Yeah, definitely. Chelsea 2, Leeds 2. So I watched the first half of this match before I switched over to the United game.
Me too.
Palmer was being extremely selfish, and Estevao had a horrible first half. Other than that, it was all Chelsea, and they were unlucky to be only 1-0 up. I only watched highlights of the second half, and Leeds gave away a silly penalty. The defender literally just pushed João Pedro over, which is the exact same thing that happened last week. Or I don't think you weren't here for that episode, but same thing happened. They just pushed him. Fell over, penalty. Of course. Maybe you could say, okay, it was like a little bit soft, but yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Palmer converts it, and I'm still seeing Chelsea shot after shot, threatening their goal.
Coming wave after wave of attack.
Yes, and then Caicedo gives away another silly penalty. Or he gives a silly penalty away too, right? Nemecha converts it, and then Leeds score what can only be described as a messy goal. Not Lionel, but there was things were just at 6s and 7s.
It was just one of the sloppiest goals you can imagine.
Yeah, but the real controversy comes in because there was a handball in the build-up to the goal, and the VAR didn't overturn it. They said it was an accidental handball, which is something I've never heard of in an attacking context before. So in my opinion, Chelsea were robbed.
I would agree with that. I saw the handball. I don't know why they didn't. I don't know what their justification is, but
if it's, I have no idea either.
It's a terrible decision, but I think the Premier League, they really need to sort out the refereeing problems. For the best funded league in the world, they have
poor referees,
and I think controversies where when I've watched other leagues, even a couple games in the French league or Champions League, the VAR is a lot more efficient. It's they trust the VAR more, and I think the Premier League needs to adopt that, if anything.
Alright, any other things you want to say about Chelsea?
No, I mean just João Pedro looking good again. How long does he keep it going? One of my favourite players when he's playing like this, so from a football fan perspective, I hope he keeps it going.
Everton won, Bournemouth 2. So Rayan, Bournemouth's new signing, tried to dribble out from the box, but the Everton player got in front of him and Rayan gave away a penalty. So very silly, very naive. Iliman Ndiaye converts the penalty. And then all the efforts were coming from Everton, but they just couldn't convert. They weren't clinical at all.
They've been good for a little while now, Everton, eh?
Yeah, but they had quite a few chances. I was really not shocked, but you would think Bournemouth would have more chances than Everton.
Yeah, given how they're playing.
Yeah, and in the second half, Ryan makes up for giving the penalty away by scoring a towering header from a true fair cross. Right, then a well-worked set-piece routine sees Krupi Jr. score. Later on in the game, Everton go down to 10 men when Jake O'Brien brings down Adley and gets a straight red card.
Yeah, I didn't watch this game, so I'm just going off of what you're saying. But I've watched Everton recently. Everton have looked good, so long may it continue. If you're an Everton fan, I guess for you don't want Everton to do good.
They lost this game.
Oh no, I mean in footballing terms.
Okay.
I think they're playing really well. Like you said, they're creating chances. I don't think the loss should affect them too much. I think they're in a good place, or they'll be okay.
Then Nottingham Forest 0, Wolves 0. So all the highlights were Forest chances, but none of them were clear cut. It was just long shots and set piece situations. And
I mean, this sounds like one of those games.
That being said, Sean Dyche has been sacked.
Sean Dyche has been sacked?
Yes, 1 o'clock this morning.
Damn, okay, I didn't get that news yet. So,
Thoughts?
That's, I mean, I guess it's like, what do you do? I don't know. The Nottingham Forest owner just seems to be a bit trigger happy with the.
I don't think so.
No, I mean, I can understand it.
Forest are 3 points ahead of the clear of the relegation zone. Only 3 points. That's very.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get the decision. I'm just saying that it's hard to see, like, what is the expectation of Nottingham Forest. It's like, why did Nuno get sacked in the first place?
Apparently, Nuno had like a personal like altercation with him.
Oh, and then it was unworkable after that.
Yeah, so it doesn't have anything to do with Nuno's football or, there was just a personal problem between the two of them. So
let's see. I mean, we'll see what happens. But I guess, as far as Sean Dyche is concerned, I like him as a personality. He's like one of those coaches. I don't really like his football, but I enjoy having him in the league.
I hate his football.
Yeah.
I think he's a championship manager. I don't think he's good enough for the Premier League. He's proven that multiple times. He's been relegated multiple times. So yeah.
Yeah, I like him as a person. He's entertaining. That's pretty much all I have to say on that.
Okay. Aston Villa 1, Brighton 0.
Aston Villa back to winning ways.
It came from a Hinchelwood own goal, which came from a corner late on. But based on highlights, it was an even game. Maybe even slightly leaning towards Brighton. So this isn't a fair result, but Villa are very clinical.
Yeah, I mean, the Villa have probably been, in terms of the chances they've created in relation to the points they have, they've probably been the most efficient team in the league.
Well, again, we had this discussion about XG, right? And a lot of people are saying Villa are overperforming their XG. So at some point, it's going to regress to the mean, which I keep having to explain that that's not how XG works, right? XG is an indicator of how clinical you are. So if you're overperforming XG by like 5, even more than that, it means you're extremely clinical. That doesn't mean that at some point you're going to stop being clinical.
But I guess the interpretation of that would be based off of they're taking a lot of, like, they aren't creating a lot of chances. They've had a high percentage of like low XG goals. I don't think it's more like a critique of them being clinical. They are efficient. I think it's more a critique of how long can you rely on, because it's like at a stage a lot of the goals they were scoring, the winning ones, were specifically low XG goals. It's like, is that a sustainable way of playing for a title charge? I don't think so.
But that's what I'm saying. What if you're like supremely talented at long range goals?
Yeah, I don't think it's sustainable though, because then if Morgan Rogers gets injured, hypothetically, how do they fill that gap if the entire system is based off creating gaps for him to shoot long? Then they're going to drop off form because there's no other person that can shoot like Morgan Rogers except Tielemans in that team.
He was also injured.
Yeah,
sure. I'm just I'm pointing out that I just don't think it's the criticism aimed at Villa for being clinical is not fair.
It's not fair, but at the same time, I mean, if you look at...
And their results have proven that they're, in the mix, they're not falling away.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at Arsenal or Man City, I guess, like, it's more of that their XG is more in line with the chances they've scored. So it would probably mean that, what is it? It's like...
I can actually just check now.
Yeah, you can double check that, but I'm pretty sure it would be closer to their XG being in line with the amount of chances they've created, right?
Yeah. So Arsenal, this is for the season now, 25 games, their XG is 50.49. So they, quote unquote, should have scored roughly 50 goals. They've scored 49, so they're slightly underperforming XG.
Yeah.
City, their XG is 51.15 and they've scored 54, so they're slightly overperforming XG.
Yeah, so then that's what I was saying. It's like those would include long range and a consistency of like high quality chances that those players would take anyway. Aston Villa are lacking the angle where they're creating high quality chances, which was the same with Unai Emery at Arsenal. So I think however those chances come, it's a thing I don't necessarily think he's worked on or he's necessarily improved on, because even if you look at his Sevilla teams, for example, they would rely a lot on like exceptional goals. For example, that's why they could, in moments where it relied on individual brilliance or a player, they could win the Europa League. Like a crazy amount of goals were scored from like outside the box, last minute goals where players go on a dribble. And if you compare it to like where he finished in the league, his consistency in the league, I don't think he creates enough. So I think you're right, it's an unfair critique. But if people were critiquing the angle that they're only creating or scoring from a majority of the high XG chances and they're not creating enough of like good goal scoring opportunities, I think that critique is also valid.
Yeah, fair enough. But looking at the table, I think they've done a good job. So, you know, it's been 25 games. It's not like it's only like 5 to 10.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's very dependent like on Tielemans and Rodgers.
Alright, our next game is Crystal Palace 2, Burnley 3. So for Palace's first goal, Wharton lifts a gorgeous ball over the top, which Strad Larsen runs onto and finishes. New signing, fitting in very well. I
think. Well, yeah. I read Strad Larsen.
For their second goal, Jefferson Lerma puts in a cross, and Strad Larsen does a glancing header to score. So 2 goals, I think on debut.
Yeah, good news. Good for Strad Larsen. Good for Crystal Palace.
Then Hannibal scores from a nice long-range shot. It's not really long-range, it was just outside the box, but yeah.
Outside of the box goal.
Yes, this for Burnley now. It's 2-1 to Palace, but
yeah,
Burnley just scored, yes. Then Jaden Anthony beats the keeper at the near side. Very cheeky shot, but it worked out, so, you know.
Kudos,
yes. The third goal was a Jefferson Lerma own goal from a corner, which
unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Nothing you can do about that. But all of these goals happen in the first half. Second half, just very boring. Nothing happens. Yeah.
There's a lot of games like that.
Moving on to which, Man City 3, Fulham 0.
I didn't watch this game, but I did see the highlights, and my brother gave me the rundown. Like, Man City looked good again, as expected. I did expect them to win this game comfortably, though.
So, like the Chelsea game, I watched the first half of this before switching over to the Liverpool game, and all the goals came in the first half. Semenyo gets a lucky ricochet from a cross to score the opener. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I saw the highlights.
Yes, Semenyo doing fantastically well to settle in.
Signed in, yeah.
Yes, like I said,
top signing.
These chances that Haaland is missing at the moment due to, like, whatever you want to say, like low confidence or like
whatever it may be.
Whatever it is, Semenyo will come in and slot those away, and he has so far.
Yeah, I mean it's a good signing. Obviously, it was evident at Bournemouth that he was that type of player. Like you said, he's still. If I have any question marks around him, it's still his ability to like go past players and progress the ball without the team doing it for him. But he has one of the best teams at doing it for him if Shirky's in there. So right now, in attack, Man City looking very good. Everything's clicking.
Then we have some great interplay on the counter, and O'Reilly doubles the lead from a Semenyo, through ball.
Yeah, I mean, Nico O'Reilly also, I like him a lot. Like one of probably the most adaptable players in the league in the sense of he can be a top level player in almost any position across the midfield or back line. So
I was going to say he played in midfield, which is a little bit unorthodox, but apparently he was a revelation.
I heard he played quite a bit in midfield in the under-21s, so I think he's...
Well, I believe he was a midfielder, and then Pep just chucked him in at fullback.
Like, sometimes that's how you develop players in terms of, like, okay, maybe his defensive dynamics weren't up to speed, so put him into a situation where he has to defend more, and then the team can benefit off his in-possession play, and he can develop with the team as he goes along, you know.
Then later on, after a high turnover, Haaland does an excellent finish through the legs of the Fulham defender to score. Which
yeah, I mean, good goal.
2 goals in 2 games. He's back.
He's back, as they say.
I just took him on my fantasy team to bring in Palmer, Gyökeres, and Gabriel.
Yeah, I mean,
I know you don't rate Gyökeres, but I really feel like Gyökeres is going to go sicko mode.
No, it's not that I don't rate him. I'm a bit skeptical with a bit of his technical qualities, but I'll be very happy to be proved wrong. Let's say that, and in the last couple of games he's looked really good. So I hope the best for him. If he does go sicko mode, then I think we're gonna win the league either way. But our chances in the Champions League definitely improve if he goes sicko mode.
Yes, I heard Havertz is injured again as well.
Just I heard
a
just 2
muscular
games.
injury.
Yeah, just 2 games. So I think it was just a knock on the muscle or something. Those ones happen, just tenderness. So thankfully, it's not a recurrence of anything serious.
So there were barely any highlights from the second half. So if this is, I want to know, you probably can't tell me, but if the listeners want to chime in at all, please write in. Is this another example of City fading late into the game, or because they didn't need to do anything, that's why they kind of laid off?
Yeah, I think generally, from what I've read from the Man City analysts online, has been that they've struggled in second half to replicate their first half. Generally, they need to put the game to bed in the first half. They've lost a lot of games in the second half as well. I think there was a stat that said if the season was based on the first half alone, they'd be like 12 points clear, which is they've got to find a way to defend for the whole game.
Do you have anything else you want to bring up?
Nothing per se. Just guess the managerial merry-go-round continues even after the transfer season or off season during the on season. So De Zerbi's available now, your number one or your favorite.
He didn't leave Marseille. He's still at Marseille.
No. He was sacked today.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh wow.
He was sacked today.
Wow.
So he's available.
Slot, it's over for you, buddy.
I'm suspecting he gets the Tottenham job.
Yeah.
I'm suspecting, which would be good to have him back in the Premier League.
I would love it.
And his first game would be against Arsenal, so we'd thrash him, but I'm sure you would think different.
coming in to save the league. I would love it. Yes. Yes. Arteta, that fucking terrorist playing defensive football. De Zerbi, the hero that we need with a cape on his back, flying in to save the league. Oh, the storyline. I love it.
Let's see. I think we beat them comfortably no matter who's there. But
alright, well, thank you for listening. Please remember to rate.
I guess we'll include the next 2 Arsenal games in the next episode because...
Well, we'll see.
I'll give a rundown from the Arsenal perspective.
Alright, cool. So thank you for listening. Please remember to rate, review, subscribe, give a like, etc.
Comment. Tell your friends to comment.
So importantly, it needs to be a 5-star review. You can find all our links at pdfootball.com. That's the letter P, the letter D, football.com. Please tell a friend, tell that friend to tell a friend, tell a family member. And yeah, goodbye.
Bye.